Hello friends, welcome to the new session. So today we'll be covering one of the very important topics of your placement paper in verbal ability, which is reading comprehension. It is one of the important topics that you will get. There is no verbal ability exam that goes without reading comprehension. So there are 100% chances that you will get one reading comprehension in your placement exam. Not only in your placement exam, even if you are appearing for for the higher studies, you would like to go for CAT or maybe other competitive level exams. So reading comprehension is one of the important topics that you will get in your exam, right? So it is also known to it is very people believe that it is very difficult to actually to go through reading comprehensions and to crack these exams or this particular topic. The solving of the questions become difficult for the students, but this is not the scenario. If you get to know the basic concepts and you get to know the right trick to solve these questions, so these questions will not be difficult for you to solve, right? So how to really structure your time and how do you really do balance or you structure your passage will help you to solve these questions. So now let's see what is RC. RC is nothing but the reading comprehensions. So what you comprehend from this particular passage, right? How do you decode the questions is the art of reading comprehension, right? So now let's see the second is challenges in handling comprehensions. So there are various challenges that might the students face while solving these questions, right? So what are these challenges? Let's see. So the first challenge is size. When I say size, so might happen you get to have like 4 or 5 passage reading comprehension, which could be scary at the first glance that that how would I be able to solve it, then will I be completing in time or not. So that makes a person scary to see the size of the passage. So could be a challenging one. Second, difficult vocabulary. Can again a difficult situation for most of us, right? You get maybe the difficult the vocab word in that particular passage, which makes you nervous that whether I would be able to solve it or not, right? So this is the second challenge that you get. Third is question out of the track. That means the passage is indirect. So maybe when you were going through the passage, you got to understand that the question is really out of the track. You don't know what it is being mentioned. So such kind of questions we call it an indirect question. So these are indirect questions where the message is not being displayed directly, right? So third, let's see how to score more in reading comprehension, right? So we'll be talking on these two concepts. So first is challenges in handling comprehension. So let's say first is your size. So it doesn't matter what is the size of your of your passage or your reading comprehension. So what matters is how do you manage your time, right? So you have to manage your time. How will you do it? You will handle the questions by skimming and scamming. That is brain reading, right? You don't have to grasp, you don't have to learn the lines one by one. You don't have to just mug up all these important events and everything. No, what you have to do is you have to skim and scan. If you could do the brain reading, so you will reach collectively to the right answer, right? So first is skimming and scamming. Second is main idea and supportive ideas. So you have to reach to the main idea. So there can be the case that you will be finding in every passage there is one main idea has been mentioned, right? So there could be 1, 2, 3 like 3 paragraphs, 3 main ideas could be there. So what you have to do is collectively you have to combine it together and have to understand what is the main idea that the author is trying to say. So if you could make out the main idea and supporting idea, right, so you will be able to solve this question in the minimum time limit. So this main idea and supporting idea is a combination of introduction and conclusion. Like I've already said, right, your paragraph is amalgamation of introduction, body and conclusion. So introduction is eventually when your author is trying to introduce the topic, right? And conclusion, it is a summary of your, or it's a conclusion of your passage. So how do you draw your main idea and supporting idea? You draw your main idea and supporting ideas with introduction and conclusion of each paragraph, right? So each paragraph, you can, if you are able to identify the, you know, the main idea from the each paragraph, you will be able to reach to the main idea of that particular passage. Now let's talk about the questions which are out of the track, right? So if you are getting the questions which are out of the track, so these questions are not out of the track, such kind of questions we call it as indirect questions. So you get two types of questions, one is indirect and direct. Direct, eventually, like its name says, it is already mentioned, so that needs no time. If you are lucky enough, you get the questions from direct questions. So definitely you pick up the direct idea and you can answer that questions very easily. But in case you get indirect questions, so in indirect questions you would be taking out or fetching the answers based on these points. First, you have to understand the tone of the author. Like what happens is, when in paragraph, what happens is definitely you cannot hear the author, right? By reading, you have to understand what is the context of this passage. How will you be able to understand? First, you need to understand the tone of the author, right? If he is talking about his olden days, he is really being happy, becoming emotional, right? And he's enjoying that, his childhood, maybe he's talking about the olden days and getting emotional after it. So such kind of tones, we call it as nostalgic tone, when he's remembering his old days, right? Could be sarcastic tone, maybe he started the conversation with some sarcasm, and then later maybe he came to the positive tone. But then we have to understand that what is the main tone that he is talking here. So the tone could be emotional tone, could be sarcastic tone, could be cynical tone, could be a laudable tone if he is really enjoying and he is appreciating somebody, right? Or maybe the tone could be sarcastic, can be polite, right? So it depends. We have to understand the tone of the author, right? So it becomes very easy and we become very close to the answers if you could understand the tone of the author. Correct? Which is very, very important for you to understand. There are few keywords which I would be sharing with you all, where you can understand, if you find these keywords. So this could be a sarcastic tone, this could be a polite tone, this is appreciating, this is laudable, this is this is apologetic, or maybe he's trying to be modest. So these are various tones which I would be sharing with you in the keywords, so you'll be able to understand. Next is inference. Inference is nothing but the conclusion. But what is the difference between inference and conclusion? In conclusion is always mentioned at the last of the paragraph. Like you get the keywords like therefore, at the last, in brief. So these are the keywords which let me know that yes, here the author is talking about the conclusion. So but in inference, what happens is, conclusion is always mentioned, but inference, what we do is, after reading the passage or after reading the paragraph, we derive the inference. Inference is never mentioned in the reading comprehension, right? So inference always we derive from the passage, right? So that is the inference, which is never mentioned in the passage. We have to derive it. Then structure. Structure could be narrative, could be descriptive, right? So we have to understand the structure of your reading comprehension. It could be descriptive or it could be narrative. So we have to understand the author is kind of narrating something or he is giving the description of that particular passage. So this is something which we really need to understand, whether my context is descriptive or it is narrative. This is something we need to understand from the structure of the reading passage. Next is, what is the author's intention in different paragraphs? It is very important to understand what is the intention of the author, to write this paragraph, or what exactly he wants to convey to his audience, right? So this is something which we really need to understand, the intention of the author. What is he trying to convey? Now direct questions, like I already said, this is already been mentioned, so this is nothing like, you don't have to juggle up too much, just you have to see the answers and you can conclude the answer really quick. Now the next challenge that can come across your way is vocabulary, right? So in reading comprehensions, definitely you will get lot of questions based on vocabulary. So, but there are two challenges that we can see that students face while they solve their reading comprehensions, that they waste lot of time, finding the new word or finding the word which is not familiar to them, right? So, this is my advice to you students, that do not waste your time in finding out the right meaning of that particular word. In some of the cases, it was found that the word they were really hunting to get the answer or to the meaning of it, that was actually not required. It was just to give you maybe the confusion, just to create the confusion, or that was something which was not at all required. But my students, they wasted their some 1 or 2 minutes only concentrating on that particular word, which was not required. Right? So do not waste your word to the unfamiliar word. What you can do is just skim and scab and then wait for the last minute. Right? So unfamiliar words you can find there definitely, right? So do not waste too much time there, just hold on for a second. But yes, we cannot deny the fact that that vocab is very important, not only for reading comprehensions but for other concepts too. So what we need to do is, we need to practice your vocabulary on the daily basis. So here we introduce the concept of root words, your prefix, your suffix, which helps you to actually go closer to the right meaning. Maybe not exact meaning, but closer to the meaning. So it is, something is better than nothing, that ways. So if you practice the root words and the suffix and prefix on the daily basis, so the word which will not be very unfamiliar to you, at least you can read some of it, right? Read first line or last line of the word. So what happens is, at some point in time, maybe that word is not familiar to you. So what is the tip is, read the line before it and read the line after it. So by doing such activity, what happens is, at least you will reach 30 to 40% close to the meaning, by understanding the the context of that particular word, right? So either you go blank, or you leave the topic, or else read the first line and the last line to understand the context of that particular word. Now these are the other challenges that you can you face while solving these questions, right? Then how do you score more reading the comprehensions? Again, I have already explained, right, that you can have the time management done, you can have questions to understand these questions, right? So I hope this session was important for you and it was clear, right? And for this particular thing, I will share one PPT with you all, the practice sheets with you, a quiz for this particular topic. Still you find any of the difficulties solving these problems or any of the questions, you have our email ID, which is komal.bhatnagar@abes.com.